Let's start with the repeal bill. How would you amend it?
I would reduce the powers that the government has to amend acts of parliament whenever they want to. This bill is both in technical and in big political trouble, but it's obviously it's obviously a power grab by not just a Tory government, but by the executive to be able to change the law without going through the proper parliament.
Those are the Henry VIII powers, as they're known, the ability to change laws without consulting Parliament. David Davis, the Brexit minister, says the changes are hardly massive and MPs would have the opportunity to have a say.
One shot, so there'd be a debate if they wanted one, not a first reading, a second reading, a third reading of a bill and the ability to amend it. You can't amend these things, so it's take it or leave it is all that they would have to do. So it's much too much power. But I think more than that, which is a technical issue which can probably be dealt with by Parliament, is the political trouble it shows that the government is in. Contrary to the position of the European Union, we don't appear to have a detailed negotiating strategy. So we heard yesterday, for example...
Michel Barnier said as much yesterday, didn't he?
Exactly. And the reason we don't is because we've got a government that hasn't got a command over Parliament at the moment. The bill... the Great Repeal Bill, as it was initially called, will be the means now by which the Commons indicate what is the negotiating strategy that they want the government to adopt.
So does the end result of the process, Lord Falconer, mean a softer form of Brexit?
Well, it depends what the Commons wants. I'm pretty sure the Commons does want a softer form of Brexit. What now happens, it seems to me, depends very much on the opposition. If there is a united opposition in favour of a particular form of Brexit, say, for example, a Brexit that was a transition staying in the single market effectively, and then after that, a free trade agreement that looked very like the single market, but enforcing the existing freedom of movement rules. Suppose that's what the opposition unified around. The government is so fractured that there is bound to be elements in the government that will make...
So you're saying it's the opposition as well as a few Tory rebels?
No, I'm not. It's more...
it's just the opposition itself?
It's obviously there's Tory rebels on the back benches. I'm saying something slightly different, which is the government itself.
Yes.
So, for example, the Chancellor, the Exchequer and the Home Secretary are very keen on a much softer Brexit than, say, the Foreign Secretary and the International Trade Secretary. If the opposition unifies around a position where a faction in the government favours where Brexit should end up, that is where the Commons will end up.